He sounds real shaken up, so.
Yeah.
I can imagine so.
Yeah.
The fuck?
You alright, boss?
What the
No,
fuck are you doing?
getting cigarettes.
You're not gonna smoke in here.
Sure sounds like he is.
Jesus Christ. Brian, get a fucking
What the
grip.
fuck? I just bought a 50.
Jesus Christ, this fucking guy. He really needs a cigarette.
Man,
Ugh.
okay, well.
Stop.
So much money?
Stop.
I need him now.
Yeah,
Whoa, Jesus
I thought Jose put him like $500,000.
Stop it.
Fuck.
Get in the fucking room now.
Yes, sir. Okay, on my way. Hell yeah.
I do.
I have cannabis.
We okay in here?
Yeah.
Fine.
Tequila.
I thought he was
Yeah.
dead. Is he a zombie?
Bro, we're getting fucked up.
Do we need to kill him?
No,
Nah, it's mine.
he's,
Hell
he's
yeah.
fine. All right, Brian, Toretti. Oh, well, Toretti doesn't remember shit.
No, what's going
Fucking
on?
about as useful as a fucking pet rock. You know what, Brian? Why
I'm
don't
the
you fill
great
us in from
Bambino.
start to finish?
I got the DNA of some of the biggest criminals in the city. And I know where their stash houses are.
Who?
Okay, let's go stomp on their necks.
Who?
They didn't realize one of them was bleeding, and I picked up their DNA when I was uncuffed.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
Okay, no, but seriously, I just got kidnapped, and
Yeah, we
they,
know.
they killed like a ton of
Calm
officers.
down. Speak clearly.
Yeah,
We're
been there, done
safe
that.
now. You're
Welcome to
amongst friends
LSPD.
and family. How did this happen, Brian?
Okay, I don't know. They asked.
What were you guys doing when you got
Let me
kidnapped?
let me try to. Okay,
I was at a traffic stop. It's the only thing I remember.
this is what happened.
Okay.
Toretti, like you said, was at a traffic stop.
With who?
With a Vinny Pistone. He was
Okay.
pulled over on the side of the street. And so that's when an SUV pulled up with at least two armed assailants masked up.
Mm-hmm.
And they took me into Toretti and they put us in the back of the car. They kept telling us something was going to happen. I don't think they knew what they were doing exactly. They were seriously lacking any semblance of a plan. They first brought us to the ranch and they had us wait there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were dancing a lot
Okay.
and talking about Fortnite. And then after that, they took us to a helicopter and blindfolded us and went into the sky. That's when Winchester. That's when I don't know why I felt like saying your name just now, but that's when I don't know, it sounded like there was like gunfire taking place. Chat, was I
Oh, yeah, I took
blindfolded the
gunfire
entire
from a
time?
helicopter.
I'm pretty sure I'm still blindfolded right now, and I somehow managed my way here blindfolded. I'm sort of like a dog. I can just like figure my way back.
That's a good boy.
What? So, any reason why all of this was done, Brian?
All right, let me just take off my blindfold real quick.
Is the eye patch your blindfold or is the eye
No,
patch?
no, there was a blindfold over my head. I'm
What happened to
sorry.
your eye?
It was like a long time. Anyways, so eventually the helicopter landed
Mm-hmm.
and me and Toretti were talking. Fast forward, there was like cops on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward, they started telling me about their motivations, but they were confused how to portray those motivations. I don't think they knew how to break it down into words. They wanted money.
Mm-hmm.
They were thinking about letting me go. Or they were going to shoot us. After that, fast forward, and I think they finally came to a conclusion as to what they wanted to pass on. And what they wanted to say was they wanted, they wanted the police force to they wanted to send a message that the police force is not being restrained enough, that we're just vigilantes effectively. Yeah, we're not
Isn't
serving
that-
and protecting. We're just kind of doing whatever it is we want to do.
So a terrorist organization is telling us that we're not serving and protecting.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't the definition of isn't a cop basically what a vigilante isn't? We're like employees. We're trained and, vigilantes aren't.
It's also
We're
kind of
basically-
difficult to serve and protect and respond to calls.
Imagine
when 70%
Brian
of
not
the force is
delivering the
currently
message
being
well
held
while
captive.
freaking out.
Yeah.
I had to hire a security force to guard the courthouse.
Honestly, they should have probably given us a message or something, like written. Yeah.
That was the point of this.
Do they have any examples of? I don't know. It's like every time I get on duty, I get shot. I do a traffic stop, I get shot. I try to investigate something, I get shot.
Yeah.
I don't really think I'm being a vigilante. I'm trying to do my job, and I'm shot every day.
There was also a radio station, which I wish I was able to communicate it back on. I mean, but they said cops can just go around and they can kill a civilian and nothing happens. I think really what it boils down to is they were demanding accountability.
Okay, time
Otherwise,
out.
this would happen over and over again.
Didn't we just instigate?
Wait, hold on. So should the terrorist organization know when a cop gets disciplined? Is that something I need to put in the newspaper?
Say that again.
Does the terrorist organization need to know when an officer is disciplined? That's something that needs to be public for the entire planet here.
True.
So do they know when an officer is disciplined? or not?
Obviously, they wouldn't know that. They're just kind of assuming. That's actually a really good point.
Didn't an
So
officer
this
literally
is-
get suspended like a day
Yes.
ago?
Yes.
This is done off of assumptions. I'm failing to see where we're vigilantes.
You can't be vigilantes if you're not working. If you're working out inside the law, vigilantes are working outside of the law. We're literally the opposite.
Okay,
of
they didn't actually
vigilantes.
say vigilantes. I was just like
Oh,
just telling you what I think they're thinking of us as, based
So they're
on.
basically saying
I'm
we're
trying to
not
reduce. You have to
restrained enough. We need to
understand that there was a
self-restrain.
lot of talking, all right, and a lot of changing their mind, and like different individuals who spoke to me sort of said something a little bit different. But the guy who was, what I think was their their head guy, he was pretty much demanding accountability.
So kidnapping 2 officers and not reaching out to anyone to make any demands or statements or anything for like an hour to 2.
Yeah.
As a way to hold get accountability.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I told them I'm just like, I could try to pass on the message. Look, they want accountability, otherwise they're going to start killing us.
start.
Often.
So
Maybe, I mean, they made it seem like this was going to be like an ongoing thing. But like I said, they weren't very like definitive on anything specifically. There's a lot of like open-ended points.
All right, so I guess High Command has to run disciplinary action through a terrorist organization on the department now, is what they're asking for.
I think they're asking for newspaper publications.
I guess High Command is going to have to choose an officer every week to be hung in the public square, so show them that we're taking it seriously. So the lowest performing officer, sorry, you're going to get marked. You're going to take into Legion Square and hung publicly.
Yeah, sounds like what they want.
They know that if, they put a civilian in harm's way by doing stupid felonious stuff, and then that guy gets injured, it's on them, right? Like, that's their fault. Do they understand like that?
I don't know why
Whoops.
he would have the answer to that. But
Like if that's the point, I hope they understand that.
Toretti, you're trying to use logic.
You can't apply logic to this.
Okay.
They also mentioned during the whole encounter, I think they were trying to, I don't know if they were using Angel as an example at all, but they tried to make it clear that they were trying to negotiate with her. First, they were trying to negotiate with the DOJ. And,
oh, the JOJ wouldn't have any.
Sergeant Angel has been on all day. I put out a message citywide in our email to have whatever officers available to get on duty. Despite her having a long day and a pretty, I don't even know how to say this, day where it wasn't very delightful for her, she got back on duty and tried to assist.
Yeah.
So when
while I was being held, I think she may have been the. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me get to that. It has always been known that when there's a cop kidnapped like this, do not negotiate with terrorists for cops. So if they're going to demand money for a cop, unfortunately, this is what we signed up for.
Yeah, and we didn't even collectively have $200,000. I had $187 total. I think
30.
some other officer had about 1,000. Yeah, I have $0 in my bank account, and they robbed me completely and took everything I had. So that was $8,000. So hey, they should have only asked for $192,000 because I know they got $8,000 off of me. But we didn't even have money to give them. So yeah, especially after Actually, I won't go there too soon.
So, yeah.
Okay, I'm kind of failing to understand the point. Did they just want $200,000? Did they want us to change our operating procedures to
Well,
allow them to
I think
negotiate for officers' lives?
they might be new to terrorism. Normally,
Okay.
from what I've seen, there was no demand letter or something like that. I was kind of their last resort.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, it's a great approach.
I mean, I could try to get in contact with him again.
Nope.
But I mean, listen, sir.
I mean, does
Look,
that make sense, Brian?
It does.
Brian,
Because
does that
if I
make
get
any
them to get
sense?
on a radio station with me,
right.
maybe they could try to actually put something together that's somewhat coherent and realistic. And, all I want is us not to. I mean, what if this happens again tomorrow? And again? And again?
Okay, then.
And again? And again? I mean, do we know any terrorists in Bolingbrook? Maybe we can have them assist or something, like putting something together.
Apparently, we're the terrorists, Brian.
What about that Bovice guy? Can we hire him to help?
I mean, that's a possibility.
like I don't know. I just feel like these guys are probably new to terrorism.
What about that Dab guy? Maybe Dab could help him write a manifesto or something.
I don't think he can really
He's
help
dead, don't
anybody
tell
where
anyone.
he's at. Yeah, he's in maximum security.
Yeah, but
Wait,
what if we
he-
just took him out and like had him get on the radio and or something?
We don't have clearance for that. He's in a wing. You're gonna basically need to sign off from the governor to get him out.
Do we even have a governor?
Yeah, who's the governor?
The governor,
Like the governor?
Mr. Governor.
Is it
yeah.
Snow?
What?
You said the governor.
Governor?
I said, is it the governor?
Oh, the governor. No, not the governor. The governor.
Like from The Walking Dead?
The walking what?
The what?
Never heard of it.
That's Negan.
No,
Bless you.
no.
All right, we're getting off
There's-
track.
Okay, yeah.
You want to help them become better terrorists, Brian?
I mean, at least we know what they want.
So they want.
I tried to explain this, okay, the best I could. I told them I'm a cadet, and what they're asking for doesn't actually make any semblance of like reality. Like it's
I don't
like
know.
it's like terrorists
Mhm.
coming to the United States and saying we want the White House now.
It reminds me of a situation we had a couple weeks ago at the Chinese Theater off
I-
Fine Boulevard, where
Yeah.
a group of people had some cops hostage, and they ended up asking for like a whole bunch of money. Officer Winters ended up giving them a bunch of money of her own personal, and we ended up catching the bad guys. And I even told those guys in the cell. I think it was Ramiel Raman, Randy Bullitt, I think was there, Mr. Chang, and Vinny Pistone, I think. Or I think actually no, it wasn't Vinny. It was Uchad Jones, I think. Anyway. Whoever it was, I remember looking them in the eye in the cells and telling them, "Listen, Officer Winters gave you some of her personal money. Just so you know, I talked to her, and that's not going to happen again. We're not in the habit of giving out money for hostages." And they all seemed very clear that they understood that was a one-time thing, and it's not something they can expect in the future. So apparently, the word didn't get out to whoever these guys were.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like you have to understand that what was being demanded would have required God level intervention. So I tried to get them to boil it down to something a little more
Well,
more
and
more
you also have to understand too. Even
hold on.
if it was possible to extract $200,000.
No, I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking
Winchester,
No.
it's not about the money.
It's not about the money.
My bad. I kind of was thinking
No,
a little too hard.
I got you.
Go ahead,
The
sorry.
thing
Sorry,
is,
go
I
ahead.
tried to get them to give me like something a little bit more concrete, something that they could measure it by, because simply saying they want accountability, I asked them and they said you could figure it out yourself, but I don't. I mean
I've asked
that's too open ended.
everybody.
So like,
Yeah.
how do we?
Wait,
Like,
hold
what
on,
does that
pause.
mean?
Pause, Brian.
Yeah.
Pause. Take a fucking breath. I've asked so many people is what does that mean? What accountability do you want? And they literally give me situations from like fucking months ago. And I'm like, okay, so what do you want done when this happens? Do you want them fired? No, I don't want them fired. I just want them to be held accountable. So what the fuck do you want? What does that mean?
Wait,
You
you've been
don't get
talking to
held accountable
terrorists,
You
sir?
don't get
What
held
the
accountable
fuck?
for a majority of the shit that you do, but yet you want the cops to be held accountable to such high a standard that you don't follow a basic standard.
This city needs some criminals with some standards. Criminal SOPs.
Sir,
It should go both ways. Both. People should be accountable for their actions too.
Like I said, and I say this every time something like this comes up, a lot of people do unrealistic bullshit, and the second the police get involved, they automatically turn to this ultra high standard, and it's no longer that I was doing dumb shit to begin with. All of a sudden it's, oh fuck, the cops fucked this up. They fucked up. Let me get mad. Let me try to make them look like the stupid idiot in this situation.
I don't think this is going to get resolved here.
It's not. This is a poor
You know
place
what
to
I'm
have this
saying?
conversation.
I'm sorry. You're talking to terrorists, sir? What the fuck?
Brian, we both have been talking to fucking terrorists.
Wait,
Brian.
what? What do you mean? Who's a terrorist?
Pretty sure half the people in the city are fucking terrorists at this point.
Oh,
Brian, there's like
okay,
two
I get
people
it
in the
now.
city out of
Yeah,
like
that
8,000
makes
that
sense.
doesn't have a criminal record.
That's true.
So where do we go from
so
here?
at this, exactly. Where do we go from here, Brian? What do you guys recommend that we go from here?
I was thinking higher fines and times, to be honest. Well, I mean, I brought it up. I mean, I did bring it
That
up, but
would
I don't think
fix
they liked
everything.
that. They said, I'm like, well, you know, I mean, we, to be honest, we haven't really been doing our job by allowing the murders just to run free. So, like,
Why,
you know,
why do you think that? Why do you think that's the thing, though?
I don't know.
So I remember last time when we used to have really intensive high fines and things like that. And
I don't
the
think
city
that's what they
basically
were
rebelled
intending.
To a point where, well, yeah, but it's like last time we had this in the city, it almost got worse.
People were shooting cops on traffic stops, and the explanation
Brian,
that was, well, I couldn't
I
afford to
gotta
get
tell you,
caught.
Brian.
Yeah.
Over the last like 2 months, I've tried so hard. I'm trying my best. I've been listening to people, you know, tell me their woes, and I've heard them, and I've tried to make adjustments accordingly. But it's literally getting to the point where it's impossible. It is impossible to do police work with what they were requesting.
I
Yeah.
think the hardest part of it is we're not trying to like stop crime from being committed. We wouldn't have jobs if people didn't commit crime. We don't want to like completely deter it. We just don't want it to get so extreme that it's ridiculous every day.
I mean, my next thing was going to be, hey, all of LEO, don't take out a gun today. See what we can do to just talk people out of, you know, doing something dumb.
I think
Well, like I said, to be fair, my first day back, I got 7 arrests and I didn't fire a single shot. But I've used a lot of my time in the FIB to learn and practice how to interrogate and question and talk to people. That I'm a terrible shot, so if I get into a shootout, I'm fucked. But I also
Okay.
didn't deal with any of the hardened criminals of the city.
okay. Okay. So here's the thing. I really wish they gave us some kind of measuring stick. Because what if we've already gone over it and they're just unaware and ignorant?
What are we measuring?
Accountability.
I can tell you 5.5 inches.
Didn't we have an announcement that went out the other day that was officers are going to have higher accountability? We have a whole strike system. I don't know what's going on with that, but I
Yeah,
thought
but
we
it's not in the
implemented that.
newspaper, I guess.
I mean, is that
I mean,
newsworthy?
it's not really any of their business. Is it?
Yeah, but they're saying the reaction of it, maybe. I don't know.
I guess.
I mean, have they tried taking officers to court for anything? I know.
Remember
it's like
when I
every
said
other
it's
thing that
not
we do,
gonna amount to
motherfuckers are yelling
anything?
like,
This
we're
is
gonna sue you
why.
for this, and do they actually ever do it?
Because there's confusion over whether it's IC or OOC.
Very
But how-
rarely.
Listen, fuck it. So who cares about getting sued? If you get sued, you get sued. That's not a big deal. People get sued all the time.
Without a
It's-
manifesto or
in-
anything
in
like that.
Fucking police work, lawsuits just happen. As long as you do
I knew
your
the
job
moment
to
it
your
was
ability,
happening.
then you don't have anything to worry about getting sued for.
Right, but
No.
isn't that why we have the whole like strike system in case like officers aren't doing like they're not following SOPs and they're
Right,
getting sued
right.
constantly? Like there are punitive
No,
actions,
but
I
the
don't
thing
think
is,
anyone's actually,
the side
following
effect
up with that.
requires
Well, let's
Because
be
OOC.
honest.
people sue
oh,
us
my
and
bad.
they lose.
Sorry, Ripley.
That's
Well, yeah, it's because let's be honest here. How difficult it is to sue somebody and hold people accountable in
Because
court
the
when laws are
desired
written like, don't do
solution
bad
or
things.
request requires OOC.
I don't. Are people having trouble scheduling the court, or I don't know what the issue is. Like, I know court's a pain in the ass, but like that's how we do things here, isn't it?
Like I said, I don't think it's gonna get solved here.
Well, I know what helps me in the street, and maybe I can ask this a little bit. And
Because
see
this
if
is
we
how it
can
currently works
request
in the
that we have a
world.
little bit more leeway in what we do with misdemeanors. It helps me a lot whenever I'm negotiating somebody down and they haven't moved all the way to a felony yet. And if I can give somebody a cite and release on the street for a misdemeanor crime, that
You
usually gets
currently
a
have
lot
that
more
discretion.
cooperation.
Yeah, like you're not required to like look at the DOJ thing and be like, oh, it says here 10 months. I have to send you to jail. If you see a misdemeanor, and that's the one thing you have, and they're being cooperative, and it's a, it's a situation they could have run, but they surrendered to you. You got the discretion as an officer or deputy to give them a citation and send them on their merry way, get their car towed or whatever you feel is justified.
Oh, okay.
Obviously,
so-
if that gets abused, that'll have to be looked at, but it's never been abused to my knowledge. Any officer
You
uses
guys
their discretion.
realize like these little, I pulled you over, you had this little misdemeanor thing is not really what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't.
What I tried to get out of it, that's why I asked for a like a yardstick of something, because what I think was being asked is not something that could just happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is really relevant, but I'll try to make this quick.
It hits
so the
that
other day-
wall we don't go through is the problem, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
It requires like a rebuilding of something that cannot just be done with conversations in the city.
That's what I was. That's
All right,
fine.
that's fine.
You can talk about these things in the city, but for them to happen, it would require complete remodeling.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But then again, I don't know what the yardstick was. I'm sure they know.
Yardstick. What's the yardstick referring to? What's the that
The
is that like a
requirements
symbol
to
of something,
fulfill
or-
what their desires are, what their ask is.
Okay, so
yeah.
of the people that held you hostage today, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
And they didn't know how to articulate it?
Right.
I'm not even sure if it's something that can be measured, honestly.
I mean, is there a problem
we had
with
this whole
the
scenario
PD
today
as a
and they
whole,
didn't know what they
or
wanted
is
to
it
say?
with just specific officers? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, I was asking those specifics too, but they wanted me to figure it out. But that isn't very helpful, because it leaves me with more questions than answers.
Yeah, then you know.
I mean, I can't
Okay.
just assume what it is that they're fully demanding, because even accountability in and of itself is like a very vast chasm of like different things.
It feels like it'll never be enough.
Well,
Yeah,
can
I mean, I could contact them and ask for a manifesto.
Yeah.
I know exactly. Chat, like, the thing is, like, I could totally say it using OOC knowledge of like everything that I'm aware of what happens on NoPixel, but you can't do that in
As for that
character,
particular issue, I've got no clue. If they don't even know how to word it, how are we supposed to understand it? And
which
interpret
is
it?
why we were prodding them so hard, because there's no way with what they gave us to like come to any actual role play conclusion.
I don't know. I don't know if this is
Their
relevant.
desires
but,
cannot be
so
met
the
because
other
they
day we
didn't
had, like, a
drop an
truck
actual
robbery,
manifesto.
Basically, they shot down 6 officers, but we got them in the end. They were upset that they were getting charged with attempted murder.
And I knew it would lead to questions
like,
of like,
you know,
is it
we
an
gave them
OOC demand? I
attempted
knew
murder.
that was going to
They're
happen.
going to jail. They said when they come out, they're going
100%.
to try to murder more officers because they were upset about the charges. Like, what do they want us to do? Give them lighter charges and then we can all hold hands after? Like, what are we? I don't know what
Because
they want from
it-
us.
Whether or not, because the demand requires ultimately
what do
an
you think is gonna happen when
OOCPD
you-
change,
when you do these kind of things.
from what it sounded like.
I guess
Why-
what they want is for us to not do our jobs.
Well, exactly, right? Okay, I would
And
have like
it leaves room for
been friendly and, like,
speculation, which is
given a
what's
lighter
occurring.
sentence, just so but they didn't want to talk to lawyers, and they just wanted us to be basically easier on them, and I can't do that. I can't do that when we have evidence that you tried to murder officers.
Like I said,
it comes down to court.
it could
after that.
literally see. The thing is, that accountability could just be a fine. It could be time. It could be a suspension. I don't know. Maybe that's all
does
that's
it-
needed.
Or
Maybe
Right,
that's
I
what
guess
that they want to see. But
they-
given
they
that that
want
already
accountability
happens, maybe
because-
they want to be aware that these things happen. Maybe they don't know that suspensions and accountability
Well, look,
takes place. A
that
lot of
used to
time those
happen
things take
publicly.
place outside of, well, exactly, that some of
It
these things
killed
don't actually
morale.
happen
That's why
publicly.
it's not a thing anymore. Because you want to make things better, but you want to know they're being made better. Well, I'll let you know what happened before. It was made public, and every time it happened to somebody, it just humiliated them, and it dropped morale. It was like, well, shit. If I fuck up, everybody's gonna know, and it looks bad on me. And then all of a sudden, there's posts on the interwebs and the evil internets and shit on. Oh, look at this officer. He fucked up. We're gonna just kill it. And it killed morale. It killed morale, and that's why it was removed.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna reach any solution. Like we've circled back on multiple times, but I don't think that it would hurt to further the conversation about this.
Lifelight 1 is
But
26.
yeah, let's
Right.
be honest here. In the rest in the mainland 50 states, sure, it makes sense a little bit, but we don't have good retirement thing here. We're not here for the retirement plan. We're not here for the benefits, because God knows we don't get either one of those. We're here because we want to be here. And if you're killing morale and doing things like that, that makes us not want to be here. You know what I mean?
Does anybody else have these kind of concerns, or is it just?
Well, there's other concerns out there that I've heard on the street.
No,
And that's
it's
while I was on the field
literally
as
what
FIB
they're
agent.
literally what they're saying. Like I said, I've spoken to 4 groups, and they brought up accountability. And like I said, I asked, what does that mean? And nobody is very vocal on what that means, or what that would
should
look
like.
to this officer. Yeah. So I explained to them, I'm like, there is accountability. I've suspended officers. I've had talks with them. I've provided training. I've done all of this stuff. You may not know about it. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. And then they brought up like little incidents of, oh, no insta ramming, no insta tasing, none of this. I'm like, okay, that's something we can work on. It's not going to be instantaneous, but it's something that we can work on. If you have any issues, and I've said this to everybody, if you have any issues, reach out to me. I'll look into the incident, and then we can work from that. There's been one group that I've been trying to get a hold of. I only got a hold of 2 members. I constantly reached out to 2 of these people who just didn't respond.
Yeah,
So
there's
people-
not much we can
people
hold
talk the
people accountable
talk in
for
the
if they
city,
don't tell us.
But then when it comes to behind closed doors action of actually trying to figure shit out, all of a sudden people get really, really quiet.
Yeah, you can't just sit in the corner and be mad that somebody's not being, if Sally stole my candy in preschool and the teacher didn't see it, and I'm just going to sit in the corner and get mad that the teacher's not getting on to Sally about stealing my fucking candy, because that was my goddamn Red Hots, and I only get Red Hots like once a week, and I really fucking love those Red Hots. Why isn't the teacher doing anything? But I'm just going to sit in the corner and pout about it. That doesn't help anybody. Fuck, I miss Red Hots.
I think we need to get a manifesto.
147.
Sally was a bitch.
Let's get that dab guy to help write it.
Do people just not want to be responsible for their actions?
I look at
I
it
don't
like this.
understand.
All right, it breaks down to this. This could happen again tomorrow.
It is gonna happen again tomorrow, Brian. This is not the first time this has happened.
This shit happens like constantly.
This PD has gone through so many changes, Brian. So many changes since it started.
Okay, but what if it happens again tomorrow?
Then we're gonna have to change towards whatever it is that person wants.
All I'm saying is, maybe we get lucky and we get a manifesto. And maybe we can at least take that and look at it
Manifesto. How about just a damn
And then
and
drone
hold
strike
them
'em?
to it. It puts a line in the sand and it says, that's it. Okay, well, we're doing this. And if that works and we hold up to it, then problem solved. And if that's still not enough after the fact, well, then you can hold it over their heads. And then the gloves
really
are
gonna-
off.
I'm
File a
willing to,
complaint.
I'm willing to try anything, whatever. I'm overhearing the same story over and over again. I would like a clear picture of what it is you want. If it's within, realism of something that we can actually do, then we'll try it. We're all human. We can try anything. If it doesn't work, then we can go back to whatever it is we were doing before.
I'm going for it. Dear, hello, terrorists who kidnapped me before, call me on a payphone here.
I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. It just seems like it's kind of the same thing we talk about sometimes, where the being nice sometimes becomes like what's expected of you. I kind of feel like there's a lot of cops who have really restrained themselves and held off on shooting when, the suspect has a gun in hand or has threatened officers or has shot already or whatever. And I think that's slowly become the expectation, that we don't shoot basically unless you shoot us first. So when a
All right,
cop
let's
follows
see.
SOPs and shoots, everyone gasps and goes, audible gasp. What are they shooting me for? I didn't even shoot them yet. These
Surprise
stupid
Pikachu.
cops.
Hey,
like,
we need to put the fear of God in people and have some fucking negligent discharges here and there.
I don't know about negligent discharges, but I don't know. It just seems like maybe there's a little misunderstanding that just because we haven't been shooting you all this time doesn't mean we haven't been allowed to be. It's just that we've been very patient, and that shouldn't be expected.
And that's what I'm saying, Brian. So many people have tried so hard to change. And they message me, they're like, hey, am I doing okay? Am I still doing all right? Am I changing for the better? And it's like, dude, you got to remember that we're in a world we're supposed to be all having fun in. And when it gets that serious where I'm getting messages of, hey, am I doing okay still? There's got to be a problem somewhere.
Kind of wish there was a gap in how do I even fucking word this? This was some of what I heard some of the citizens, and I don't know if this is really gonna help a huge amount in what the issue was from today, but there's no real incentive to cooperate if you're found in a stolen car. For example, you're just driving around, we pull you over because you're speeding 60 in a 35, because everybody does, but it's a stolen car. Everyone expects.
I think you're the only one I see right now.
I'm gonna get 25 months. I'm gonna get a $2,000 fine, whatever the hell. Everything else they have on.
Let's
them.
be real, chat.
There's
Criminals
no
also
middle ground, and they're like, well, it's
Bring-
either
do
25
do
months,
very
$2,000
similar
fine,
to what's
or
happening
I
here.
run, maybe I have a shootout.
Unless you're blind to
if
it.
I lose, then if I get down, it's a 35 months and a $2,500 fine. There's not a big gap between compliance,
But they'll do it against the cops.
and
I mean, I've
escalation of
played both
force
sides.
on the civilian
And for
side.
those who are unfamiliar,
And that's
I've
been a kind of an issue I've
only
seen out there
ever
as
played a
well,
cop for
is
about
that
5
people
weeks.
Realize
I've
that
been playing a
there's no
criminal for
incentive to
thousands
cooperate
of hours
and
on the
get
server.
lesser. That's kind of why I've been like, in the field, it's been a lot of, hey, if you got something on you, just let me know what it is. Be honest with me.
I find it weird how you
And, for
specific
example, like Young
you
Dad.
had to be when addressing
Young
some
Dad,
terrorists.
I pulled him over one
I mean,
day.
there's a lot
He
of
was
terrorists. I
doing
mean,
250
true,
plus on the freeway.
true,
Pulled over for
but
me.
there are a
Cooperated.
lot
He had
of
a Class 2
terrorists
firearm on him.
in the
Talked him through
city
it. And
Didn't
he's
want the wrong
cooperated, surrendered
ones to
peacefully,
call me.
handed over the Class 2 firearm. We took him to jail, and I went really easy on him. And I went as easy as I could on him. And he had, like, drugs. He had valuable goods. He had all kinds of shit on him. I mean, he had so many possession charges, and we dropped that shit down just because he cooperated. And to me, cooperation goes a hell of a long way. But I could have gone, literally, if I wanted to, if he had ran and gotten a shootout with me, his charges would have increased by a mere maybe 5%. And so there was no real incentive.
I'm just
for
waiting
him
for
to
the phone call,
cooperate
by the
with
way.
what
I'm not
he
fully
did.
actually paying attention to what's
And
being
I
said.
guess that's kind of where I'm getting at.
I zoned out a while ago, by the way.
And yeah, if you've got a lot of shit on you and you don't want to lose it, then you've got to make that decision. Is it worth it for me to flee? Is it worth it for me to run away? Then they crash. Well, then they've got to make that next decision. There's another gap. Is it worth it for me to have a shootout with the cops? And that's something we don't have right now.
The thing is, like
You
I
know what I
said,
mean?
it was always going to end up OOC because what the accountability is an OOC
Crickets.
discussion. Whether or not
I
you
agree.
want it to be or not,
I get it, but that
always
is-
going to be
that
an
is
OOC
a-
discussion.
Like so that won't change overnight. You know what I mean? I feel
No,
like
no, it won't.
yeah.
And we
I
need
feel
to
like
be
It's imagine like I could. I mean, the best
but
example I
to
can think of
reflect
off the
really
top of
works,
my head
but-
is like if the
and
bank
that's the thing.
in
you
Los
know? I mean, what
Santos
is
had a bank
assault with
manager
a deadly's what 20 months or something?
that role played on the server, and you demanded the bank manager keep more money in the bank,
Something like that. 25?
um,
I don't know.
that would require an OOC conversation to change.
Or 21.
Because this
yeah.
is a OOC
So 21.
procedural
So
change that's
assault
being
with a deadly,
demanded.
you could-
But
you
what
could
makes it
shoot
more
at somebody
convoluted is that
and
there's
you're
no
getting
actual
21
terms
months. Not even
to fulfill
2 years.
the
in jail.
request.
24 months is 2 years. Not even 2 years.
because
for
accountability means
shooting at
something
somebody.
different to every individual.
Gang-related shooting. You can
Even Brian
shoot
has
from
to
a car
interpret what that
just
means.
because you're wearing a green shirt and you shoot at somebody who's wearing a purple shirt. That's 45 months. That's more than double some civilian getting gunned down because he didn't want to give up his car to somebody else. You know?
Yeah, there's no in-character vehicle to manage it. Exactly.
I
So
think most
just-
of this.
Yeah, then you have
I mean, let's be real,
you
chat.
have
Like, even if you
reckless
just look at the
evading,
comments
putting countless
in
lives at
chat,
risk by fleeing from a police officer
even the viewers
at a high
have a
rate of
different
speed,
expectation
and
of what
that's like
that
18
means.
month, while just possession.
We've heard so many different
of,
things. Even the viewers who are watching me and others
What did I just see?
are confused
Like
as to
possession
the
of crack
exact
or something like
demands.
that. It's the possessions charges stack up like crazy.
And there's
Like,
a lot of people who
possession of
think they
marijuana,
know what it
possession of
is.
Crack and all that shit. And it's like 7 months, and then a firearm. Just having one firearm. It's
Depends if
7
it's
things
class
like
1 or
that.
class 2. Class 2 is like 28 months. Class 1 is like 7 months.
Yeah, just having the firearm, just a possession charge is twice the charges of fleeing. So it's like,
Yeah,
there's
we're gonna
no
do wings
incentive to
tomorrow for
surrender
sure.
there. You know, it's, I either get 28 months because he caught me with a firearm, or I'll get 14 months because I ran. And, well, might as well run. I don't know. I've found while dealing with people in the streets that
No,
if
turns out
talk
they.
to them and have them surrender the illicit products
I'm not
to me
banned from
peacefully,
ordering. I'll order it tomorrow.
then it tends to go a long way because they know those possession charges just fucking stack up on you.
Oh, I got another tweet. Oh,
I'm pretty sure everything.
very reassuring tweet for the safety of the town. The guy's name is Tony Montana. Fuck. Are you guys gonna hold me accountable for that?
Yeah,
What are you
you're
talking about?
suspended.
Can you tweet out
Yeah, I'm gonna
that
make sure they know.
Brian Knight will be held accountable
I got
for
it.
the for the
Suspended
poorly
for-
worded tweet?
for 5 days, Brian.
Hell yeah.
What about for my tweets yesterday? I gotta make sure you tweet about that too.
Yeah, you're suspended for how long did they go to jail for?
Hmm.
Like 10 minutes.
Like 4 hours.
4 hours? What was that?
Four.
I'm
It's
trying to
how long
find
they were in
some
custody.
semblance of making the RP move forward, but like I said,
How many
that's
months
what I
is
was
that?
looking for the past like couple hours. But it's like literally, it's one of those things where like,
Okay, the 2.
what are you even supposed to do?
What was the question?
Like 240
Come on.
months
All
It's
right,
like
you're
at least
suspended for 240 months, Treddy.
from Twitter. Suspended from Twitter.
What about my antics at the strip club the other day?
Oh,
Would
was
you
it
I
go
guess
to
I
the
don't
strip
need
club?
this anymore.
A
Yeah,
strip
with the
club's like
horse.
Vegas.
That was pretty.
Okay.
What happens in the strip club stays in the strip club.
That
Were
makes
you in
it
the strip
cooler.
club on duty?
Yeah. Did you not see that? I'll show you.
All right, you're suspended
Oh.
for 2 days.
Shit. Okay.
All right, so that's Brian Toretti. Him. Ripley, you do something?
Hold
Doesn't
on, let
even
me.
know my name.
Oh, you want to see me? Yeah, I got a picture for you and me as well. Yeah, sure.
Did
Hold on.
you do anything bad?
Let me call Weasel News so that we can
There you go. Check your
publicize
radio
this.
there, Andrews. That was me the other day. You can suspend me for that as well.
Yeah, that's definitely a 3-day suspension. Williams, you've been a cadet for way too fucking long. You're suspended. Can anybody get on duty?
No, I don't think there's any cops. I can go on.
Winchester. And
I'm
you.
gonna go liaison with FIB.
I'll hold this shit down.
Yeah, I guess I'll wait for a little
Unless
bit
I'm-
to see if we get anything.
Getting suspended too.
Look, everything was pretty much talked about yesterday. To be honest, let's
Yeah.
be fair.
I mean, what if we publicize that meeting?
I don't think it matters.
I think it was.
It was publicized.
I
Oh,
have
It was
Many
publicized
people-
with somebody that was very important there who reassured some things. And we came to an understanding of how we're going to handle certain situations. This is what we do at every meeting is like, hey, we take whatever happened during the week. We talk about it, how we can make it better for both sides. And I thought that was working, but apparently not.
we're all gonna make mistakes. We're all human, but as long as we learn from our mistakes, which our meeting did, I feel like that was fine on our
I think
part.
the PD
Our
in
part-
general is looking to figure out what
I mean, if
is there like.
was more
Is there any
punishment
RP
still,
that's going to
then-
happen after this?
I mean,
You know what I
they
mean?
got
And
it.
maybe there
fuck is on
isn't.
your
Maybe
head,
that's
Freddy?
it.
My ballistics helmet, I got shot. I have a lot of gang.
And that's what
members trying
everyone's
to
sort
shoot
of
me.
searching for.
You're suspended.
You already did that.
That's
sir.
against uniform SOPs. Suspended.
He says you already did that.
You're double suspended.
Does that mean he's unsuspended? Because he's suspended from being suspended.
Yeah, it's
No,
like
it's
a
like
double,
an extension
double negative.
of suspension.
I
Not
think
only
you
can he
just
not
need
come
to-
to
Making
work,
a
he
joke
can't
of
go
it
to investigate.
absolutely
you're
does
probably
help.
just gonna need to fire
Everything's a
me.
meme.
I
Let's
think
be
that'll
real.
satisfy people too.
We might just have to kill him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just as much as taking
Yeah.
a murder seriously is a
Let me
meme.
delete myself after this.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Brian, I'm going to email you something in a second.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, dude, how's it going?
That fucking shots.
Probably.
Yeah, the city's probably on fire right now, but you know.
Yeah,
Nobody's called anything in.
exactly. I rather lighten the mood than make this like doom this in like some
Except when I stole the
seriousness,
9F.
as if some
the
like
other 911
travesty
calls.
has taken place.
And the multiple store robberies.
And I think if you can't laugh at it,
Nobody's dispatched us. That's the important.
your mind's in the wrong
A
place.
couple of stolen
To be
cars.
honest.
And some,
True.
yeah, it's not a big deal.
Mm-mm-mm. Maybe moving IC, but talk with Rami and human ops. I mean, I could, but like I said, I don't know if it's not abundantly clear whether, I don't know, dude. I'm chilling. You have to understand from an IC perspective, it's hard to know whether it's an IC or OC desire. And that's the same reason why the cops are kind of like standing there confused, and even why the conversation's going OC. I mean, it's pretty obvious it was going to go this way. It should be obvious at least. I don't know anything about that suspension. Because you gotta.
I don't know. So
you have to understand that what was
going to be like a reoccurring thing until
I
what?
don't. I mean, they weren't very clear on that.
Oh wait.
Yeah, they
no, I
weren't very
don't-
clear with anything.
Excuse me, I forgot. I don't remember anything. If I did, I would have heard yes.
They don't even know what they wanted. Hell.
I mean, I wish we had a fucking like a goal that could be achieved. Or
That's what I was asking for.
Requests or
But
something.
because it's not, it's gonna. I said it was gonna get dismissed because that we could literally already be doing what they had asked for. Nobody can figure out what someone else is completely feeling. It's just not possible.
Well, I thought that was the point of why they took you, so that they could tell you how they were
Well, I think they wanted to, but I don't think they could. They knew of a way to deliver a message.
Oh.
I think, like I said, I think they knew what they were expecting to a degree, but it wasn't anything concrete.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to know. I mean, you can't have a solution to a problem if you don't know what the problem is, you know?
Anyways, I guess we just get back out there and I wait to see if I get a phone call.
That should work, yeah. I mean, what's the worst gonna happen?
Ripley's gonna get fucking
Another
clipboard hands
message
here shortly.
Yeah, this clipboard is basically full. I'm gonna have to throw this away and get another one.
Yeah.
I sent you that email, Brian.
10-4.
All right. Well, if there's are we good? Anything I can do, let me know.
I'm just gonna
Do
go
better,
just
do
keep
worse.
on keeping on. I mean, I'm not really.
Yeah, I can
changing
do
how I've
that.
been patrolling, so
Absolutely.
Keep on trucking, brother.
keep on trucking. Yep. Don't let it get to you. Just I mean, I'm sure we could always do something better, but just try and pick it up, move on, keep on doing the best you can. Hoo-yah!
Super Andrews, you good?
100%, buddy.
All right.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna have to go 42 now. I
Is
still
meeting
have to do
adjourned?
out-of-state overtime work tomorrow. Well, sorry if I didn't make a lot of sense. I tried, but
No,
yeah,
you
it's only
made
my
I know
second day back.
everybody's input was valid. I appreciate it.
Yo. What's up? You good?
Maybe one day Andrews will remember my name.
All right. I'm going to catch up on you, chat.